Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife, and today I have a Bible journal process video for you. I am working through the Vine Devotion by Jessica Drews for Creative Retreat Kits, and today I'm going to be journaling in Galatians 5:22, which is of course a verse all about the fruit of the Spirit. So I will put you all on fast forward. I will definitely list anything that I end up using down below if you're interested in checking those out. Otherwise, let's go. The Bible I am working in is a more traditional journaling Bible. It's from Journal the Word and it's an NIV edition. And I'm starting out with just some Distress Oxide ink. This is in Victorian Velvet and it is really light. This doesn't bleed through. Later on, I'm going to use some VersaFine Onyx Black ink that goes straight on through the page, but no big deal. I have no trouble covering up in the margins on the other side. So I'm just blending this on the edges to bring in a little color to the page. The Victorian Velvet is the closest I found that kind of matches the purple that's in the washi tape. I am loving the washi tape this month, so I knew that was going to be on my page, so I was trying to match it as close as I could. Really, the best way to put this ink on is with a mat and start on the mat, rubbing in circles and very lightly going on. You can always build up the layers, but if you go in too heavy-handed at the beginning, you'll end up with some extra lines and things you weren't really looking for. So just a word of caution there. All right, so I've pulled out the washi tape. I wanted it to go right here in the gutter of the page, but it was a little bit too thick. So what I'm going to do is just trim it down. I put part of it down on a piece of paper, and I'm just using my regular scissors and trimming it down ever so slightly. I'll have a extra little piece there that I could use in another page if I wanted to be really careful and not waste the washi. But I really like putting it right here in the gutter. This is something I used to do back when I first began Bible journaling several years ago, and I like the look of it. I like it just bringing the color right over there to the edge. Super pretty. Now I will pull out this gorgeous vine stamp. It is absolutely wonderful. And like I said, I'll put it on with VersaFine Onyx Black ink. This does go through the page. So if you are wanting to avoid bleed through, you're definitely going to want to prep your page with something like gesso just to keep it from bleeding through. I don't really mind when it does. It's not covering up any text, and it actually bled through so nicely that I could actually just color the other side and it would be a gorgeous floral pattern on the other side as well. I am stamping off of the page to get a little bit more use out of the stamp. When you do that, you are able to kind of manipulate it and make it seem as if it's one long big stamp that's coming on and off the page. I just really like that look. And now I'm going to come back with one of the florals, and I decided to pick up the gold that was in the washi tape. And first I'm going to prep my page a little bit of baby powder just to make sure that my embossing powder doesn't stick. So here's embossing ink, and I'm stamping with those beautiful florals, and then I'll use some gold embossing powder. It's actually metal platinum is the color that I end up going with. And again, some of these are stamped off the page as well, just to give it a little bit more interest in motion as if it's going off the page. Then with embossing powder, all you have to do is spread it on top. I will shake it off onto that extra piece of scrap paper that you see underneath my Bible page, just trying to make sure all of the ink is covered. And very carefully just tapping it off right there. When you prep your page, it really helps keep the powder from sticking in other places. And then you don't have to waste all that powder. If you have that scrap piece of paper, you just funnel it right back into your embossing powder. And then I will use my Ranger heat tool to heat it up, and you can see it's one of the most satisfying things ever. I feel like melting embossing powder. You'll have to let me know if you agree. I think it's so fun, and it just ends up, it's just so fun to watch it melt and like come to life almost. It's absolutely beautiful. So just a little bit of artistic edging over there, and now I will start working on the words on my page. The verse that I am focusing on is Galatians 5:22, where it says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law." And what I'm reflecting on is what it truly means to bear fruit and what is good fruit to bear. And I think I am someone that really tends to be very self-reliant. I am very great at planning things and getting things accomplished, but I often have to remind myself that I cannot bear fruit. I cannot have accomplishments. I cannot do anything apart from God. He is the one that strengthens me. He is the one that gives me inspiration and love, and He is the one that allows me to bear fruit when it glorifies His kingdom. So apart from Him, I am nothing. And I think that's kind of countercultural because we're very much a culture that wants to, build everyone up. And I'm all about building everyone up too, but in the right way. So it's God that really gives me the abilities, gives me the strength to do anything. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that on that page that I cannot bear fruit apart from God. And you can see I am just using a ton of stickers to kind of put my message down here. I used the kind of cream color alpha, and I love the way it looks on the page, but I ended up adding some black outlines around it. It really makes it pop. I go nice and slowly. This is my really fine tip gel pen that I love. It's how I do most of my journaling, and just really slowly outlining them helps it to really pop off of the shading that I put down on the page with the Distress Oxide inks. And as I work my way down the page, I am just using a ton of the words that are in the sticker sheet to kind of build up my prayer. So I said, bear fruit and grow at the top. And then I used the words apart from, and I will come back with, again, those cream letters. Changing it up, I think, is so fun. So mixing in the word fetty with the different alphas. I just love how you can kind of build a really cool title, a really cool prayer in that way. So same thing, I put the U down and then I will just trace that very carefully with the black pen so that it pops a little bit more. And then I'll continue with the word fetty. So then I add in the words, I am nothing, which is really what I wanted to focus on. And it, again, sometimes it's a weird message to say because it feels very countercultural or self-doubting, but it's not saying I am nothing ever. I am nothing without you. I am the daughter of a king. So truthfully, I am everything, but only when my faith is in God. So now I will add the last little part where I'm adding the words I pray. I'm using these tweezers just to help poke out some of the little bits of the stickers, and then it really helps me line everything up nicely. You can certainly just use your fingers. You don't have to be super extra like I am with the tweezers. It just makes it easier for me to line things up. And same thing, I'll come back and add that outline just so that it continues through the page and then allows it to pop a little bit more off of the background. And then I'll add the very last little part where there's a few word fetty stickers that say, you will remain in me. So from the beginning, it says, bear fruit and grow. Apart from you, I am nothing. I pray you will remain in me. And once I get those last few stickers on the page, then I'll underline the verse that I'm focused on, and that will be it. I really like the mix of the stickers and the stamps and the embossing. I always love a little bit of bling, so I can't help but add it in every now and then. So I love the mix on this page. It's a pretty simple page, but I think pretty impactful as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. There are amazing videos on this channel from the whole Creative Retreat team, and I think you will really enjoy checking them all out. I have listed all the products I use down below, so you can check out those links if you are interested in them as well. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.